So in this question here, Raj, using the list given below, and you wouldn't believe the amount of students who don't actually use it here. They're trying to come up with their own answers. Label the type of angles highlighted in the space provided. So we have these three pictures, and we've got to basically just link them up to these here. So the first one is vertically opposite. Basically meaning if that degrees is 100 degrees, then that one has to be 100 degrees as well, leaving you with 80 degrees in here, and therefore that has to be 80 degrees as well. Because remember, these two here, angles have to add up to 180. The next one then, okay, because they're in opposite sides or alternate sides, these are alternate angles. If these two lines are parallel, and this line is cutting through it, transversal, whatever angle this is, let's say it's 70 degrees, this one here also has to be 70 degrees. Again, because these two angles have to add up to 110, and these have to add up to 210. Therefore, they have to be equal. And then all you're left with then is corresponding. And again, if this is 110, then this has to be 110 degrees as well. Right. The image below shows the design for the back of a chair. It is based on an irregular polygon. Remember, a regular polygon would all have the same length. Also shown below is the incomplete drawing of the similar design. Complete the drawing by, number one, bisecting the angle ABC and the angle CDE to locate point 0. So it's telling you exactly what you have to do. You've got to bisect the angle ABC. So this angle here, ABC. You get the metal part of your compass in at B, and you draw a line or an arc any length. That'll get to the points 1 and 2. Put the metal part at 2, and you can make the compass actually slightly longer for this. You swing an arc from 2, you swing an arc from 1, and now you've bisected that angle ABC. Now all this should be nice and light. Mine might be slightly heavier just so you can see it. CDE. So then CDE. So this is the angle in here that they want us to bisect. So exactly the same procedure again. Put the metal part of the compass down there at D. Measure out any length. And swing that arc. Swing that arc around like that. Then that'll give you the points 1 and 2. Put your compass now at 2. Now I would advise going way out, kind of avoiding these arcs here. So swing an arc from 1, swing an arc from 2. Draw a line through that there. And with the two of those crossed, that is getting us 0 in the center of that there. Okay, so we've got the first part done. Then drawing the remaining lines. So all we have to do then is draw a line from 0 to H. 0 to G, 0 to E, so on around. Now it doesn't say, but that there, I presume, it's just a line straight up there now. Okay, and then color or shade. Now you're asked to color or shade, so you should put a little bit of color. Now, do you spend a lot of time at this coloring and shading? Not necessarily, okay? So a little bit of red there. If you have time then, when you have the whole exam finished, to come back and spend a little bit of extra time, maybe tidying this up, I would come back then and I would do that there. But in the meantime, I just put some little bit of shading into it. So the question here, the elevation and end elevation of a shop sign are shown below. The sign rotates about the center line as illustrated by the dashed line on the end elevation. Project a plan of the sign in its new position. So if we take, we're going to label these points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you don't necessarily have to do this in an exam, all right? But it's just going to help me illustrate these here as we rotate them around. So 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we're going to bring the points 8 and 9, they're level with each other, over to this line here. So 8 and 9 are now here. We put the metal part of our compass into the center of this, measure down to those 8 and 9, and we're going to rotate them around like that. Okay. So 8 and 9 are now somewhere on that point. Like any elevation plan end view question, we're going to draw our line off here at 45 degrees. We're going to bring 8 or 9 down to that line. So 8 and 9 are now there somewhere. We're going to bring those across. And then we're going to bring 8 or 9 down from our elevation. And there they are in our plan. So you have to do exactly the same thing now with all the points. Okay. So 10 and 7. 11 and 12. We're going to come across as well. Now, 5 and 6, they're going to be slightly different. So 11 and 12. So we put our compass in here. Now these are getting very small, very tight. They're going to be very hard to rotate around. But they're all rotating in this direction out to that line. Okay? All rotating out. 11 and 12. Now, when it comes to, I'll just zoom in here so you can see this better. So we're bringing them across till they hit this line, and then we're rotating them out till they hit here. But in the case of 5 and 6, it's actually going to rotate back the way. All right? So it's actually going to come down to this dashed line. So 5 and 6 now are going to be here. The same with 1 and 2. They're not level, so 1 and 2 is going to be here somewhere. And 3 and 4 are going to be here. So again, put the metal part of your compass in here to the center. Measure up to that line 1 and 2. Rotate that around. 3 and 4. Again, 3 and 4. They're going to come down till they meet this line. All right? They're coming down till they meet this line, and then they're coming straight across, and they're going to meet 3 and 4. Now they're all in a line actually. So 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Two is going to be here. And 1 is going to be here. Then all you simply have to do, if you look up here, 1 is joining to 2, 2 is joining to 3. So you could actually draw that there in heavy. All right. And then this goes back down to 10. So 10. And 7 are along this line. That's 10 there. And 7. You can see 10 joins just straight across to 7. And then they come down. Then 11 comes down. Hits this 45-degree line, comes across. There's 11 there. It's going to come across to meet 12. Five and 6 are here. 5 and 6. We also have to bring this point 13 across. No, it's going to be very hard to get your compass in there. That there's 13. Then you simply have to just bring the outside, these end points, down. Bring those across. And that's going to complete your plan of that rotated view.